Hey everyone. Today we're going to be debating a topic. And what is the topic?
Does technology get in the way of studying or does it help?
Anybody got any questions?
No questions.
No.
I'm going to do an introduction. My name is Mary Smith. I'm the Adjunct Professor for the Business Department. And before we start, I want my class to introduce themselves. I want you to give me your name and your classification. Is that correct?
Hey, how you doing? My name is Kennard Mahone. I'm a business major and I'm a senior this year. And I'm ready to go to war.
My name is Amanda Pulliam and I'm a senior.
Good evening. My name is Karmen and I'm a junior. This is registration meeting.
You went too fast. Go back.
Go back.
Good evening. My name is Karmen and I'm a junior.
Good evening, I'm Tiffany and I'm a junior.
First, please.
Good evening, my name is Kayla Gibbs and I'm a senior.
Secretary.
How you doing? My name is Christina and I'm a junior.
Hello, my name is Caston and I'm a junior.
Hello, my name is Jeremiah Johnson, and I'm a junior.
Hello, my name is Fedner, Petit, and I'm a senior.
Hello, my name is Alfred and I'm a senior.
All right. So the debate will be 20 minutes. It will be timed. Who's going first?
We going first.
And you are representing the pro side.
No.
Or the con. The con side.
Oh, should go first, though.
We're the pros. That's why the pros should go first, right?
No.
They should be telling why it's good.
We should give them a warm up. So
All right. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and begin. All right.
get the flow.
Okay. I got it. The way we see it is technology is a big issue in society today. More kids are using technology for social media. It hinders you from studying. A lot of people don't really use technology to study. They just, what you do when you get on your phone, you know what you do when you text, call, computers, what you do, surf the web, get on YouTube, you spend YouTube about 2 hours, be like, oh man, you thinking, and be like, time done passed and you're supposed to be studying and it's not really time to study when all your study time then went out the window. I mean, y'all can say something.
Go ahead. It's a conversation.
I understand what you're saying about the distractions, but that's come with immaturity of us as professional college students. We should know how to use technology pretty much as a gift, really. For help us on testing, help us when things get hard. And also technology is much easier than using a hard copy book. Technology, you can just search for it and it help you out information. Also, especially on essays, 4 pages, 5-page essays. You can't think all that up in your head. You're not about to go in the library, spend 2 hours looking for books just to complete this one essay, this 5-page essay. So that's another thing why technology is the best way in college life and studying as well.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
I have something. Not only can you use it for your schoolwork, but you can also use it to communicate with people at work And it's like, you can do video calls, all types of things. So it's not just like you're on social media all the time. You could be emailing somebody, you could be planning meetings, even people who like live in other countries, you can communicate with your family using your technology. So it's not always about like, oh, social media is like bad for you. It's good because you can promote your businesses and anything on social media basically.
About the link.
But the studying, how does it affect the studying?
You missed some of that.
From a college student's perspective.
I'm sorry, that has nothing to do with studying, so.
Talk.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Like I said before. See, back in the days, there wasn't no technology.
Right.
See, we learned from the friends, books, your parents. It was a whole lot of learning to do. So what you did was you write what you learned down, bullet point. You know, don't do that. Pinpoint what I'm trying to say. That's how you learn to study. That's basically, technology wasn't used back in the day, so.
Well, see, if you say back in the day like that makes ours like more sense because that's more outdated. On the technology and the internet, that is more recent, up-to-date information that can help you study and help you with your work.
You said back in the days, right? I don't think we're back in the days anymore. And I think, and me and my team, we personally think that technology when studying is used as a tool, more so as a tool than a distraction. It's a distraction if you let it, but if you use it as a tool, then it can be a great tool. All of us we don't learn the same way. Some of us are better at, some of us are visual learners. Some of us may need that image to help get that point across. Some of us may need the video to actually talk us through it instead of sitting and reading the book. And sometimes we can all attest to it. Our attention span tends to be a little bit shorter while reading. So I mean, those different things like videos, images, audiobooks, they can help you get through the study. Why work harder when you can work smarter?
That way. That way. I hear you. That way now. Man, you know what? That's all. Oh, it's on. It's on.
You hear me now? Alright. So basically what you're saying is that your attention span is short, right? So you get on that computer, you go do some homework, you read for a little bit, watch that video, and then on the side of that video is recommendations. You're gonna see the new music video just came out. Migos just dropped a new soundtrack. Some new movie trailer just came out. Something gonna catch your eye. Something gonna pull that trigger away from that video. And you gonna click on it. 2 hours later, you watch about 16 movie trailers. Now you tired. You ate all the snacks. What you doing now? I don't hear no studying going on in that. You ain't read not even half the chapter because of that one movie trailer that was on the side of that video that you was trying to learn.
You're right.
Go ahead.
Are you finished or you done? While we're discussing, previewing videos on social media or YouTube or whatever, if you are looking at an educational video, none of that is going to come up in the recommendations.
That's a lot.
At all.
That's a lot.
It definitely isn't.
However, if you're that immature that you can't even finish a simple task, then like you're right, it isn't for you. However, as the world changes, we have to change. We have distant learning, all type of learning via technology. Me being a person that takes online classes,
That helps.
I'm going to go to the library and get a book.
When my whole class is online, when my professors are providing find resources online, that makes no sense.
But what if you ain't got no resources? What if your internet is down? What if your phone is off?
You heard of Wi-Fi?
Okay, what if your internet, then what if your
Okay, so what happened if all the electricity go out?
Well, if
How you gonna do that?
Excuse me.
I'm good off of it.
Say so.
I got you. If all the if all the internet, what's that, electricity goes out, then you have to resort back to the old way, but,
Read a book in the dark.
right, also.
I'm kinda like,
But see, the argument is not about the what if, it's about does technology get in the way of studying, or does it help? So, given that the electricity is working, technology is going to be used as a tool.
Yes, sir.
And
You say technology going to be used as a you say technology will be used as a tool, but you also have to realize the simple fact that this time, the age and time that we're in currently, that as you said before, the attention span of most people are pretty short. So honestly, yes, I understand that you say technology will be used as a tool, but what's really to say that during that time you won't get to a moment where you basically say like you're bored. You get a notification from your friend you might want to check. Once you start checking that notification, you automatically start texting that person. You're already having a whole side conversation. Instead of studying and focusing on that one task at hand, you got a lot about multiple tasks all over the place. Yeah, you may be sitting here watching an educational video, but then boom, you never know what ad might pop up, or you might see yourself. You might want to go click on that. Next, you out here looking at clothes and stuff. You have to understand that yes, technology can be used as a tool, but it can also be a distraction too. Because if you look at it now, in this time, in day and age of society, we spend more time on our phones instead of actually having actual physical conversation. So even in the classroom, it's harder for a professor to keep your attention if you're too busy on your phone. Even in today's society, more students are on their phone instead of paying attention to class, which is a bigger problem with technology. It's too much easy access. It's too easy to access to technology that to the point that we basically take for granted, and that's the problem. Yeah, you may believe that technology may help you in studying, but in actuality, it actually hinders you because you're not really focusing on your task at hand. Because you're more distracted by any little notification that might get on. You might want to check out.
So y'all biggest argument is distractions.
Technology is a distraction. Yeah,
but let me ask you a question. How many times has technology?
Ask him a question.
Oh, I can ask how many times has technology helped y'all through an assignment?
Never.
How many times? This is a question. How many times has technology helped you cheat through the test?
oh yeah, we're speaking, since you want to speak about all
you say that
our
technology is a tool for helping, but you have to realize if you're not retaining information, you get it so easy to cheat.
Okay.
What's the purpose of studying?
I don't think we're talking about cheating. I believe we're talking about
Exactly.
Wait a minute, but it's a relevant point.
Yes, it
It's a
is.
relevant point.
Yes, it is.
But it's a con.
Why study?
You're on help, he's on hinder, so it's a con.
You have to realize the technology is supposed to help you study. It's technically hindering you if you cannot retain that information. If it's so easy for you to sit there and cheat off. Because who's to say if your teacher gives you an assignment to do that you're not going to plagiarize off of it, instead of actually reading the entire thing and actually writing your own words.
Right.
They have software that can make you sit there and copy and paste and write the entire paragraph for you and make you seem like you're in your own words. And so you actually, in fact, have to done it yourself.
You can plagiarize on a book too. If you write it word for word, you could plagiarize a book too.
So technology makes it a lot more easier for you. Because all
To me, that's what in front of you. That's
all
just
the
easy.
teacher has to do really is just basically as they say, select that text and she can easily find if you got it from a website or not.
You, like she said before, you can easily plagiarize through a book as well.
But what these?
If I'm not,
And for the most part, books are online, so if they wanted to.
you said what's easier?
But for the most part,
What's
you read
easier?
You said what's easier? It depends on.
Remember?
It depends on the person.
Person complete a sentence.
I think you guys are arguing that technology isn't a good thing while studying. We're arguing that it is. So to y'all, it may not be easier, but to us, it may be a lot more easy. Personal preference.
Can you give me a perfect example
Can you just
of
say
how
it?
technology is helping you while you study? Can you give me a perfect example of how it has not hindered you from studying?
Well, sometimes reading, like I said before, we're all different learners. Sometimes reading a book, I can't comprehend that as well as watching a video or looking at an image
Or PowerPoint.
or a PowerPoint.
A PowerPoint saving something
So it does get.
How many of y'all read it?
Two.
Two.
Yeah, slides.
It's not a book. It's technology.
It's not a book.
It's topics from the book, is the bullet points. That's the.
You say you a visual learner?
Nah, I didn't say I was a visual learner. I said sometimes the visual may help me more than the book can. I didn't say I was a visual learner.
Oh, okay. What's the book?
So, can we also take into account, the basic skills that we're missing out with technology? Come on, let's go back.
Go back.
Most of y'all,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Let's talk about
But in school now, you're not teaching, students how to write in cursive, how to really pronunciate, because the technology is doing that for them. It's students now that.
Too much. Oh, my mic. My bad.
It's students now that, are missing out on the basic tools that they was doing when books was everywhere. Books was the main resource of learning. So let's take that into account. Look at the geniuses that happened, from art to history to math. They didn't have technology, they had books to teach them. They had books to inspire them. Technology is taking all of that away. Why study when I know, case in point, I could just go on the website and figure out, oh, well, here go the answer to that. There's no retainer.
Well, that's technically not true, and I'm speaking from being a parent that already had two kids in the school system. Yeah, they're not teaching them cursive writing anymore, but they're not teaching that. It's not because it's not technology, it's because it doesn't fit into their curriculum anymore. And that's because of school budget cuts. They don't allow them. They teach them how to pass that state test. That's it. It has nothing to do with technology.
Everybody else got something?
Well, you don't want to talk about I'm about done.
Oh, man.
Yeah, go ahead. I want you to listen. She is killing over here. It's killing. Are you got something to say?
I got a question. How many times have y'all went to technology for something that y'all couldn't find in the book?
They wouldn't give us the book if it wasn't in there.
That's what we're studying. It should be in the book.
Positive.
So you go to a professor
Because those books
and say,
can be
I
outdated.
couldn't find this in the
Nope.
book, can you explain this? Can I get more information on it?
That's when the teacher write it down.
Okay,
tell you what-
well, I got a
what
question,
book.
sir. We go to a HBCU where most of our books are online, right?
Technology.
Most of our students complain that all of our books are online. Most of our students use that main excuse saying why they don't read the book, because it's online. I don't read my book because it's online. I don't do my homework because it's online. I like the hard copy book where I can see it and I can flip through pages and I can actually write down. It's online, so I'm not finna do that. I gotta go to this and then I gotta press that to flip the page. Most of our students at our school complains that our books are online. Most of our students at our school right now asks for a hard
You
copy
also
book.
got a lot of people complaining about online courses that they should have.
That's just to fit work schedules. I mean, I can't help plus hustle.
You said,
But let's elaborate on this part. She said most of the students at EWC that you know of, not most, but the ones that you are encountering, don't like their books online, right?
Correct.
Let's talk about that because that's technology. They now transfer the books online. So do you all think that that helps you as a student to have easy access to your books online, or do you think it hinders?
I think it hinders you, to be honest.
Because you're able to use it as an excuse when you don't feel like actually doing it. Because there's times you can be sitting in your room and be like, do I really want to read this book online? Or I could just say that, oh, my internet's out, so I have no access to get to my book.
You feel
You
me?
can use it, you can find ways to procrastinate just because your book is online and try to find ways around it.
Everything that you're talking about right there is a personal issue that you have to deal with yourself. If you want to find a way, to get that assignment done, you're going to find a way. Whether it's going to the library, whether it's going to the public library, whether it's going to a family member's house.
If you're not just right, you said the public library. The public library is a physical place where they have actual books.
And they also have.
And they also have
Yes, they have
computers,
computers,
so you
but
can
they sell
access your
books there
ebook.
too.
What's up?
So what you trying to do?
But people usually go to the library.
So how many of y'all actually look and read y'all book?
Online.
Honestly.
How many of y'all actually read y'all online textbooks?
I don't have a choice.
Right, a class on
And then the same, like, just because you got it don't mean you gotta read your textbook.
That's just like a hard copy book.
Give me a sentence out of y'all book then.
I get straight A's.
No, that's
Straight A's.
Yes,
Stay focused on the topic.
I get straight A's.
But people use an excuse for a hard copy book. Oh, I don't know where it's at. Oh, I lost it. I left my friend's car. I left it at home back in Miami. You know, like people.
They didn't give me my book yet.
I didn't get my book yet.
Yeah, how many excuses you made?
Right, when we can go to
I can't access my
any
books online.
computer, library, in the school, whatever, and just put in our login. Use our technology login.
What if the
And
school
everything
closed?
pop up.
And the library closed, a holiday?
That's why you have
Okay, but
Yeah, not.
okay, but
Hey,
That's when time management comes.
Right.
What it's
Because
all.
it's a holiday, you don't
Oh.
have access to those things, you need to prepare before then.
Technology is
Once
not
again,
free.
personal
It's
issue.
self-control.
It is not free.
Nor is that book you probably purchased for class.
How many people, that's telling a story right now, because how many people actually plan for tomorrow?
A lot of people, a lot of adults, a lot of adults, responsibilities. People who are adults and responsible for their
Responsibility.
Okay, off topic.
Right, back to
Stay on topic. Let's stay on topic.
Because all he just said was a
Stay on topic.
Anyways, facts is facts. When you want to come with facts, most of the students don't even want an online test book now.
Did you do a survey for that information?
I ain't gotta do a survey. I go to school here. I know department.
What's the percentage?
I mean, if you want another example of how technology
I talk to students.
No. What's the fact? You said facts.
If you want another example of how technology
Excuse me. If I'm not mistaken, you said facts are facts. What are the facts? Give me the numerical
Of your statement.
I mean, if you want another example of how technology
Alright, so 75% of students does not want the online
Okay, and
test.
where did
75% of students are just your friends.
No, where do you
Just your
Excuse me.
friends.
That's where do you derive these facts from?
I mean,
Oh,
you
friends.
asking for numbers, so
Okay,
I
No,
gave
that's
you numbers.
facts,
Like,
facts, right?
bro, I ain't take no survey.
That's my
That's the
point.
point. That's the
But y'all ain't
Let's
winning.
say that.
If you want another example of how technology can really help you, it don't even have to really be about you being on the computer. Honestly, like there's things like, for example, video games, like the game Fortnite. There's kids that are literally addicted just to that. They don't even care about stuff.
That's again a personal problem.
It's not even a personal problem. It's very
Okay, but then we can go.
more and more personal. It's to the day
But then we can go back.
playing video games.
We could go back to the millennials, the difference between the generations and how they was taught. The generation before us, didn't have all that technology, and most of them, they out here with doctors, they got their own businesses. The millennials, ask anybody about the millennials now. They say we a whole bunch of bums, that we don't have no type of hustle about ourselves, like that we don't want to do nothing. You can actually go online and see that.
They also say we're tech savvy.
I'm not mistaken.
No,
We're also tech savvy.
and you may be speaking of the generation
Move
before
back.
millennials.
Move back.
Because I'm a millennial, and there's a lot of millennials, we with technology.
Okay,
We're tech savvy.
Yeah.
but
very
like
so.
you look like a high class millennial.
But let's focus on that. What she's saying is that studying for millennials and technology don't go hand in hand because they're not mature enough and they lose kind of focus versus other generations. So it hinders you as a human, right?
With technology, we're given everything. Like, we're given, I don't have to study for this vocabulary test because I go online in the middle of class, pull up all the words, and boom, I'm going to get all the answers right there. But millennials, the generation before, they had to sit there, they had to study that, they had to write that down, they had to do all that.
Younger generation.
Technology giving us.
In the millennial era, we've always had technology, just wasn't as advanced as it is now.
Yeah.
We went from a DOS and a floppy disk to all that kind of stuff. So we always had access. It was always taught and introduced in that.
So
it just wasn't as advanced as it is.
You was on the broadband.
So talking about.
You was on the
download. Pick up the phone. It's gonna hang up.
Right. So while you was on dial-up, you was looking up vocabulary words.
But
you telling me while you was on dial-up, you was looking up vocabulary words instead of trying to look at that new music video or something.
The same
not on dial-up doing that. I promise you.
Then again, if you really want to look at it another way is, okay, yes, you may have grown up, you may are able to have the technology in a more easier way. But look at the younger generation. Who's to say that you're really going to sit there and be standing over your child, making sure that they're actually studying?
Oh, a real parent.
Because I'm going to keep it real.
Do you believe it? It's a hindrance. It's a double-edged sword. Why do you all feel like it's a double-edged sword?
Because, like I was saying before, it's like you have to really look. It's about self-control, and honestly, it's like about if you really like. What I'm trying to prove is if you really look how society is going now, more and more people are too focused on their phones. More and more people are too focused on technology in general. Well, I mean, if you want to do that, you can talk about TV. You can talk about TV. You can talk about laptops. You can talk about tablets. You can talk about video game systems. Everybody's too
But you also
mostly
got to
focused
think about
on
how
that.
technology has boosted our world. Technology is moving the world into so many levels that.
I mean, as you may say, yeah, technology is connecting, but it's also dividing at the same time.
Technology took over the world.
You think it took over? Because it's a good point when you think about that. Like I think it's great for studying. I actually think it's great for higher education if it is used correctly.
Correct.
I do believe that there needs to be some classes taught, like time management,
Right.
you know, emotional intelligence, those things before you indulge in this whole process because it's about integrity.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those type of things. But in all actuality, having your book, as a professor, I struggle. Because I don't know whether or not you're on Instagram or Moodle. You know what I mean? So I hope you're paying attention in class or looking at that PowerPoint presentation. But when you bust out laughing, I figure you're not.
I laugh.
But I think, do you feel like you learned something from this debate, kind of looking at it from both perspectives?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's ask Doc. Who do you think? Come on up right here. Come on.
Who brought on more facts?
Well, please give each other a round of applause. Everybody really did good. And this is a very good topic. While I was sitting over there, most of the things you were talking about, I experienced it in the classroom. So technology actually can help, or sometimes may not. Sometimes I'll be teaching in a classroom, students will be playing on their phones. So while they're playing on their phones, are they listening? Sometimes not. But before in accounting class, some of you that took accounting, we didn't allow you to bring your phones in the classroom. But now we can't do that because your textbooks, you were talking about textbooks, your textbooks are in your phone. So if I tell you not to bring your phone to class, then you might not be able to pull up the book. So both teams, I think you really did great, and you brought a lot of ideas with the books. Yes, there was a time students couldn't bring the hard books to class, and that's why they put it on e-book. And the reason was because the book was too expensive for them. So But on the other hand, I'm getting a lot of complaints from students that they hate the e-book, that they would rather go back to the regular textbook. So, of the two teams, so the only thing, probably the next debate is talking about ethics in the use of technology. So how do you control that? So now this is when we're going to start talking about, okay, how do I behave while I'm using technology? So please again, give yourself a round of applause.
We should have 2 books, one online and one for class. Instead of people getting on their phone.
No, we should just have an option. No, we should just have an option.
I think that especially business books, most of the business books, one book alone can cost up to $200. Students don't have that kind of money. So it's very frustrating for me as a professor to sit in the classroom trying to teach when I know the student didn't read the book because they don't have the book. That's why the school decided, okay, for us to assist, we're going to provide the books. The school only deduct around $400 from your accounts, no matter how many books or how many classes you're taking. And that's the only reason now you can now afford to read the textbooks. Those of you that are not reading the e-books, you're not doing yourself any good favors. You see, because what we're trying to teach here at the department is that when you graduate from here, you need to know what you learned because you're going to be competing with other students from other schools. So you might as well find a way to read the book. Some students, if you have money, you can print some chapters and read it to do your assignments, or you can pull it from your phones. But it is good to read the books so that at least when you graduate, if you're having a party with your friends and they start talking about economics, you don't run away to the bathroom to hide because you don't know what to say. So but if you read those books, if they're talking about economics, you're going to be there and argue with them. If they're talking about accounting, if they're talking about human resources, you will be able to discuss, have the same topic with them because you read the book. So that's all I can say.
So it's a tie.
So who won?
In your opinion?
Well, in my opinion, I think this team was making some sense. So, but they didn't win with too much points anyway. So if I have to grade it, I would say 10 and 9.
Who you with?
It don't matter.
Who you thought
It take 2 to judge.
Actually, I feel like this team